Alright, looks like it started. Let's see. Put the choke on, throttle. Not a very good cameraman. I'm good. If you look right here, you can see how this is tweaked a little bit. And it could use some new bushings on for the spindles. Maybe some new tie rods. I don't know. I don't think this side was too bad, but the other one was. Bucket's in good shape. It's got a couple little dings and whatnot, but it's pretty solid. It's got a new pump. New pump and a new Lovejoy. The couplers and the spider too. The engine runs real good. It sounds pretty loud because the exhaust, you can see it's got this crappy exhaust. It's got the new wiring harness, new ignition switch. Starts up any weather. So 2-speed, high is up, low is up, high is down. The tires are good on the back. There's really no rust on it because it's from down south. The tires are getting a little low up front, but they do hold air. I got the new linkage on the controls here. The seat swivels like you saw in the picture. The only problem with the seat was there's a spring in here. I don't know if it's broken or it's weak, but you got to pull it up manually, the seat. You pull this, which way, pull left or right or something. But then it pops up, and you can swing it around. It's supposed to come up a little bit too, but it doesn't stay up because the spring, I think, is broken or something. But yeah, it's a chain swing backhoe, so it's pretty small on the machine. And then you get any wear here, you can just tighten up the chain. There are no pins or bushings, for the swing. You can see this is you could use new seals down here, but it's it's very minimal, the leak. So the boom here could probably use a repacking because, like I said, after about an hour, it does drift down. This could use a new seal too. If you want it to be perfect, I just use it as is. I mean, the thing can be used as is. I just want to be honest, so nobody wastes their time. You come by expecting a new machine. It's not going to happen. It's a nice little machine. It's a very powerful little backhoe. You look at a Kubota BX or something like that. You pay about $10,000 for one of those. But this backhoe is a lot more powerful than that. This is a 7.5 foot backhoe. My head comes up to about the top of the backhoe here, so but I'm under 6 foot, so. But this is a pretty big bucket here. I mean, that's a size 12 shoe. That'll cut right through the ground even when it's frozen. So, yeah. Oh, the stabilizer. You can use new bolts here. Maybe weld this up or put some bushings in there, because when you have it raised up, you can sway the stabilizer side to side. Because the backhoe is very powerful, and it sort of jerks the machine around. So, depending on how good you are using it. So, it is missing the cover here. There's supposed to be a plate, a sheet metal plate right here, so you don't bump into the hoses or whatnot. It's supposed to be a plate right here too. And there was an hour meter on here, but it didn't work. It was all full of sand. It said 63 hours, in case you were wondering. It wasn't very accurate, but I figured the thing probably has, I don't know, it's hard to say, but with the front end wear, I'd say it had probably about 1,000 hours on it. So I know I had one with 500 hours on it, and the guy barely used it, and that needed bushings too. It wasn't as bad as this, but this thing can be used as is. I'd replace them. They're 1.25 inches by 1.5 inches, I'm pretty sure. 1.25 inch inner diameter by 1.5 inches outer. So they're not specialty size. New fuel pump, new fuel line from the tank. There's a new carburetor down there. I don't know if you can see it. See how nice and shiny it is? Brand new Nicky carburetor. New battery too. A couple months old. What else is it? It doesn't smoke. It runs real good. It's got good power too. The only thing is I had to, because the pump's a little bigger, I had to lower the relief valve a little bit for the drive section. Well, which is sort of good and bad. I was talking to a guy because I was looking at another one of these machines, and he said he blew out the rear end 3 times on his, because he must have been using it as a bulldozer or something like that. And the relief valve from this factory is at 2,200 psi, and I got about 16 now, so that's pretty safe. Because the thing is, with this backhoe on the back, it's about 1,000 pounds. Right, and then you got the front counterweight kit, and then you got these huge wide tires. I mean, the tires don't spin unless you're on ice, so that's, you got the very powerful engine, and something's got to break in between. So, that's just from what I found. Some people tell you, oh, you got to keep it as a factory or whatever, but I don't know how much long term research they do on that. So, but yeah, it's pretty nice. The paint job looks real good in the pictures. The paint job looks good from. What do you think the paint job looks good from? About 5 feet away? Anything past 5 foot? That's real nice because the color is real vibrant. But once you get close, you can see the original paint was flaking off, and they sprayed over it. They did a good job because it's not flaking off the new paint, so they degreased it and whatnot. But I mean, I suppose if you're an expert or something, you'll notice that's the wrong color. But it's hard to find one with the original paint job anyway. So, well, at least one with the original paint job that looks good. So, yeah. Oh, you're probably wondering why there's a lot of oil down there. Well, that's because the old pump, it had that big 30-gallon per minute pump, something like that, on there. And that's what this is from, because the shaft blew out on that too. The seal blew out because what happened was the guy only put one of the bolts on. So, yeah. And plus the pump was way too big. So, but this pump was from Surplus Center. This one was like $150. The stock pump is like $900. So, Yeah, that's or 850 or something like 800. Some ridiculous price because it's a real small. It's a Parker HD 25 AA14 or something like that. It's real small. It's like an inch smaller than this. And yeah, well, it's not worth the price, whatever it is. So, if you need a seal kit for that, you can replace this whole pump. So, it's a nice looking machine. You can see it's got a big counterweight on the bottom. That big cast iron counterweight, so the backhoe doesn't throw it around. See, it's well mounted. It's got that whole subframe running to the back. It's got a new cam plate on the bottom down there. Where your foot travel goes to. That's how you operate this machine. It's sort of like a shuttle shift. You put it reverse, forward, and then your pedal controls how much movement you're going to go. You can see the plate right there. That's the guide for it, and then the other part of it's down there. Yeah. I did notice this hose right here is starting to get a little chafed. It was chafed right there because rubbing against the engine mount here. I bought another one, so I'll include that with. Because, it'll probably last a long time, but you never know, right? And that's the drive section hose, so if that goes out, the machine's not really movable. So, yeah. That's pretty much it. If you have any questions, you can call me. 262-309-7451.